Всем привет, друзья. Продолжаем наш поход против Сарана. На очереди у нас Наверие. Что-то там геты забыли. Но перед этим нам нужно еще кое-что сделать. Мы в предыдущей серии не успели пообщаться с нашим экипажем. Им наверняка есть что сказать по поводу наших последних похождений на Феросе, как минимум.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the Council.
Они знают, как с вами обошлись в Совете. Как-то прям выдернуто из контекста. Ну, хорошо.
They deserve to know what we're up against.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
А перейти на L3 нельзя?
Ever thought about going back under the knife? Maybe get an upgrade?
No thanks, Commander. One slip and you can't remember your own name. The L2s spike higher anyway. My abilities would drop with pain-free L3s. And it'd be a cold day before I turn myself over to a Kinetic subsidiary.
I haven't heard anything about kinetics in a while.
Yeah, they quietly disappeared. Broke up into a bunch of little corps after they botched the training on Jump Zero. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
И зачем же эти эксперты?
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
То есть заканчивается война первого контакта, и первые же, кто прилетают, чтобы, так сказать, помогать человечеству, это турианцы. Интересно.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
Еще и наемники.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best. It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Ну, с его стороны это неудивительно просто. Я уже подозреваю, как он относился к людям сразу после войны первого контакта.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think my stomach could take it. One of my cousins has an agribusiness. I was thinking of calling him. Maybe he can get some shipments into Pharos. I mean, now that they're cut off from the company.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Да, хочу.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Iden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
Понятно все. Объективизация. Мы для нее ходячий протанский памятник. Не то чтобы этим можно было не воспользоваться.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Я еще вернусь.
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
Например.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market. They're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more
L-Corps,
going on
причем.
than we first
L-Corps,
realized.
дипломат. Вот эти вот безобидные здоровяки. В тихом омуте.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, was. The match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Saleon, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
Так что в итоге?
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threatened? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Saleon's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Пиздец.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs, but they wouldn't listen.
Ну, можно было просто как-то какой-то след найти его. В итоге просто забили. Гениально просто. Подумаешь, чувак черти что вообще утворял. Ой, ладно. Удивляюсь иногда с этой цитадели.
Well, you can't get them all.
No, but letting him get away like that. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Ну, я не могу сказать, что он прям ошибается. Здесь вопрос о меньшем зле стоит. Понятно, что эти люди тоже ни в чем не виноваты. В той ситуации, ну, как я уже сказал, может быть, просто напасть, хотя бы пытаться на его след. Дать ему улететь на время. Это цитадель. У них что, ресурсов нет для этого?
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Saleon?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Ну, давай глянем, конечно. Посмотрим, проверим.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Saleon, I want to be there when you find him.
Вот и первое дополнительное задание от нашего члена нашего экипажа.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
А улетать зачем?
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
В смысле?
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who,
Ну точно
as
орки.
long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes, a meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we
Отец.
hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
Unfinished business.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Taun Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Just tell me where to start looking.
А вот еще
I'll
одно
upload the
задание.
data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Будешь.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Oh, before I go, you said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Tell me you didn't hear that.
Это непрофессионально.
Afraid I did.
Oh, shoot me now. One of my sisters. That's Sarah, the youngest. Surprised to see you here, sir. Thought you'd be chatting up, what's her name? Tisoni?
О-хо-хо. Поехали, блин. А вот и ревность началась. Давайте дурачка включим.
Liara, why would you think that?
Scuttlebutt says you got a bit of a thing for her. I could understand why. The crew's off limits with the regs against fraternization. And at least she looks like a woman.
You think I'm interested in Liara because she's the only one I'm allowed to date?
So you are interested in her. Of course, it could be politics. Alien diplomat's daughter, us under orders to make nice with the bug-eyed monsters. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Угу. Уязвила и тему закрыл, да? Да я тоже закрою тогда.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I met Chief. First thing he did was salute.
You're lucky to have a close family.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about your family situation.
Or lack thereof. Relax, Williams. I've dealt with it.
Asked me to clear a bunker of armed hostiles? No problem. Dealing with a foot in my mouth? Not so good with that. Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen LY away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
Sounds like that situation didn't last.
Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, cause he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's
Всего-то.
not like it was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk and there's blood everywhere.
То есть одного раза ему не хватило, да?
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Так а чё в итоге-то? У них там.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in
С таких
space,
историй самые
but he
прочные
wanted us
пары
to have real
получаются.
ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there.
Если получается.
I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Ну это на самом деле скучно для меня. Ну ладно. Не будем обижать человека.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching though. So behave.
А, то есть она верующая.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Ну вообще не проблема. Почему это может быть вообще проблема? Она это не выставляет как что-то, не пытается там проповедь читать.
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
Ну,
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
длинный, конечно, диалог получился. Обо всем поговорили, о чем можно. Начали вообще с Лиары, закончили религией.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, Skipper.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Starin's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Да блин, ее должны принять хотя бы за то, что она галактику спасет. Это что, недостаточный повод?
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Ну, к тому же, да.
But it cannot just be
Что-нибудь
some
найдем.
derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
Причем Шепард сказал не... По сути, он сказал не вниманием, он сказал привилегиями. Намек, что она якобы такая блатная.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
Да, вот и действительно, а если мы галактику спасем, это недостаточно этого будет?
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Seren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
Да, но только если мы Сарана не остановим, то этого не случится вообще никогда.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Seren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Seren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with. And he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant. Like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
Но мне кажется, все равно, несмотря на то, что она сказала сейчас про уважение, про то, что она скорее именно уважает его, чем любит, но судя по тому, как она вскользь упомянула свою мать, и то, насколько она много рассказывает про своего отца, судя по всему, она к нему гораздо сильнее привязана. Ну, это просто мое такое видение.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Но об этом мы во всем уже разговаривали.
I should go.
See you later.
Так, ну чё, психотерапия окончена. Я ведь со всеми поговорил, кажется. Давайте посмотрим, что там у интенданта нового появилось.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Потому что у меня уже 500 тысяч. Элитный добор спектр, кстати, 7 уровня, а не 8. Здесь вот есть уже 8 уровень. Не факт, что, конечно, оно лучше. Но мы можем начать уже скупать какие-то вещи. Причем здесь только оружие. Ну, еще на Цитадель слетаем. Там посмотрим. Тоже у интенданта. Может, у него что-то дополнительное есть. Снайперка 300 тысяч стоит, значит, да? Блин, я вот боюсь именно оружие покупать, потому что сейчас вот потрачу кучу бабок, куплю, а потом в ближайшем же ящике найду ствол получше. На похеру купим винтовку. Ну нет, тут, конечно, разброс жесткий по урону. Да вообще по всем статам. Так, давайте возьмем, наверное, уменьшение отдачи. Так, что, откладывается опять перелет на Наверию. Нужно завершить 2 дела. Потому что они тоже интересные, кстати. Особенно вот у Гаруса поручение. По поводу этого доктора ублюдочного. Отправляйтесь в систему Гершеля в пределе Кеплера. Давайте посмотрим. Фидель. Фидель — это модульный транспортный корабль класса Коулун, разработанный землянами. Помимо стандартного грузового отсека на корабле имеется несколько модулей для биологических исследований. Владелец — частное лицо доктор Харт. Так, мы берем Гарус, конечно. И давайте возьмем... Давайте Кайдена возьмем. Гарусу давайте потолще сделаем. Хочу по снаряжению Гаруса. Средняя броня. Щиты, точность движения, сокращение времени восстановления. Ну, хороший вроде набор. Так, и снайперку мы получше сразу. Волков 7. Так, она... Нет, приоритет командиру. Сорян, Гарус. Тебе на сдачу. Потому что снайперкой я тоже пользуюсь. Так, стоп. Ну да, все логично. Так, бери снайпер. Какой у тебя винтов? И у нас снайпер. Подопытный.
That's it. Bag 'em and tag 'em.
Тут нельзя. Так, ну это пульт управления. А здесь что?
Thank you. Thank you for saving me from those things.
Здорово, урод.
Commander, that's him. That's Dr. Saleon.
Да я уж
What?
понял.
My name is Hart. Dr. Hart. Please, get me out of here.
Ну, если Гарус его знал, смысл переспрашивать лишний раз. Тем более здесь, блин, написано.
Are you sure it's him?
Positive. There's no escape this time, Doctor. I'd harvest your organs first, but we don't have the time.
You're crazy. He's crazy. Please, don't let him do this to me.
Так, вот здесь у нас выбор. Арестовать его. Либо прям здесь все решить. Ну, мы отыгрываем все-таки не совсем мудня, а более-менее законника, поэтому пускай будет так.
We'll take him in. Drop him off with the military.
But we have him. We can't let him get away. Not again.
Да куда он денется? Он сначала к нам попадет, потом под стражу к военным, потом в тюрьму, и там ему точно будет не сладко.
If he dies, we'll never know what he's been up to or how he did it. We'll take him in, interrogate him, and he'll serve his time.
Okay. You're right. You're a very lucky Solarian. You owe the commander your life.
Oh, thank you so very much.
Вот так, значит.
And so he dies anyway. What was the
Вообще
point of
пую.
that?
Потому что это его выбор.
You can't predict how people will act, Garrus, but you can control how you'll respond. In the end, that's what really matters.
Yeah. I don't think I ever met anyone like you, Commander. Well, I guess we're done here.
Медицинское оборудование соленое, испачкано кровью представителей многих рас. Светло-голубой, фиолетовый, оранжевый и во многих местах темно-красный. Пора возвращаться на нормально. Но перед этим мы как следуем тут все залутаем. Биоусилитель и средняя броня. Так, ну биоусилитель. Так, у Кайдена самый простенький получается, да? Блин, наверное, вот этот, наверное, я сохраню для Ары. Так, ну Агарусу ничего не нужно. У него, кстати, и у него инструмент тоже, можно ему улучшить. Но у нас, к сожалению, нет. Так что... Вот оружие простое падает просто пачками, а вот какие-нибудь всякие у него инструменты, биоусилители. Понятно, что это более редкий ресурс, но тем не менее. О, сразу 2 биоусилителя. Так, еще раз смотрим. Ни хрена себе. То есть мне нравится вот эта вот разница в статах одного и того же уровня биоусилителя. Не знаю, выглядит даже как какой-то баг. И ну, вот этот тогда даем, а этот Лиаре получается. Интересно. Улучшение. Так, ну все, получается. Больше никаких ящиков нет. Так, да, все верно, мне туда. Так, давайте сразу выполним задание Рекса и потом сразу с ними обоими поговорим, чтобы туда-сюда не мотаться. Так, куда нам надо? Копление Аргуса нам нужно. Блин, почему они их не подписывают, тоже я не совсем понимаю. Каждый раз вот так прокликивать. Медгоз крупно лишен водоемов планеты, ее атмосфера содержит двуокись углерода и азот. Поверхность, температура которой очень высока, состоит в основном из никеля, залежи калия и тяжелых металлов. Так, мне кажется, здесь был. Большая планета, облака. Некое подобие, я тут был. Мне кажется, навряд ли это на одной и той же планете будет 2 раза. 2 разные миссии. Так, здесь у нас что? Тонтао. Огромно лишённая водоемов планета низкой плотности, обладающая толстым атмосферным слоем, состоящим из метана и гелия. Несмотря на удаленность 20 световых лет от Феникса, высокая температура звезды и толщина атмосферы сделали климат на этой планете на удивление умеренным. Поверхностная кора состоит в основном из натрия, двуокиси кремния и залежи руд различных легких металлов. Несмотря на то, что Тунтау необитаем, благоприятные климатические условия сделали популярным местом для разрядки двигателей среди небольших кораблей, следующих через скопление Аргуса. Ну, может и здесь, как раз. Берем Грекса на всякий случай. Ну и давайте Гаруса возьмем. У Гаруса ведь есть дешифровка? Есть. Так, Рексу мы должны вкачать информацию. Снаряжение нет пока. Так, а винтовка ему давайте получше выдадим. Вот как раз разрушитель. Так, что у нас здесь? Скрытое сооружение. Надеюсь, это оно.
This is the place. My armor's here somewhere.
Но я же не зря тебя сюда взял. Ну чё вы там, где, уроды? Толстые какие. Хрена себе, 20 тысяч падает с каждого. Ты чё ты делаешь, Шепард? А, так здесь и сам Торианец. Подходим.
Go, go! Look out! Ah! Shoot there. Go, go, go!
Еще один остался. А, нет, не один. Этот еще живой. Не буду я, пожалуй, рисковать. Рекс, хватит мне, блин, под прицел лезть.
We got 'em all, Shepard.
Плотная заварушка, конечно, была. Очередные улучшения. Средняя броня на человека. Так, видимо, броня на втором этаже. Еще 2 биоусилителя. Можно мне еще у нее инструментов, пожалуйста? О, теперь у нас 2 ученых биоусилителя. Давайте один Рексу отдадим. Мы его частенько берем. Партию. Полониевые патроны.
This is it. I can't believe my ancestors ever wore this piece of crap, but at least I've got it back.
Это замечательно.
I'm glad we could help you get it back.
I might just be starting to like you, Shepard.
Рекс касается брони своего деда, его лицо становится задумчивым, наверное. Роганов трудно раскусить. Он стряхивает с себя оцепенение и берет свое оружие с какой-то новой решительностью. Пора двигаться дальше. Так, а эту броню на него можно одеть? Нет, к сожалению, нельзя, да? Ну, он не зря же сказал, что это piece of crap. Так получается. Ну, получается, все, да, можно двигаться. Уже на основное задание.
Take cover. All targets down.
Ой, нет-нет. Забыл с ним пообщаться. Наверняка им есть что сказать. Блин, это самый медленный лифт, который я видел в своей жизни.
Commander, what can I do for you?
Something bothering you?
It's Saren. I'm starting to wonder whether we'll ever find him. He's always one step ahead of us, and he's got those damn Geth.
То есть вот такие тебя мысли начали посещать после того, как мы разобрались с этим доктором.
We're getting close, Garrus. We'll find him.
I wish I had your confidence. I just can't stand the thought of him getting away with everything he's done. I know you're doing everything you can, and if anyone can catch him, it's you, but if there's anything else I can do to help, anything, just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it.
I understand your concern, but we'll find him. Just make sure you're ready to go when we do.
Yes, sir. I'll be ready. Can I ask you something, Commander?
Да легко.
What is it?
Are you worried that the Council might be protecting Saren? I mean, they were really dragging their heels before. What if we find him, bring him back to the Citadel, and they refuse to act?
Ну, это было бы совсем абсурдно. У нас все доказательства есть против него.
I get the feeling this isn't a question. Speak your mind, Garrus.
Well, maybe we shouldn't give them the chance, Commander. In my opinion, Saren's too dangerous to be kept alive. Too much could happen. He could escape, or the Council might let him go. If we find him, when we find him, I say we make sure we stop him permanently.
Но если до этого дойдет, то естественно.
It'll depend on the situation. I'm not committing to anything until I've got him in my sights.
Fair enough. Either way, I'm right behind you, Commander.
Shepard?
So, you'd rather be a merc than help your people?
I'm a fighter. It's what I do.
Aren't you at all worried about what will happen to the Krogan?
What the hell do you want me to do about it, Shepard? I'm tired of sticking my ass on the line and getting nothing for it.
So you're just giving up on your people?
I gave up on fighting for a lost cause. I'm no hero, Shepard. Bottom line, killing for credits simplifies things.
You ever think about helping your people?
I try not to. But there's a lot of Krogan mercs out there. I'm always running into them. Half the time I'm being paid to kill them. But that's just part of the job. You don't get to pick who your enemies are.
How long have you been a merc?
Long enough. I took my first contract right after I left my home system. It's good work if it doesn't kill you.
I get the feeling you enjoy your work.
Sure. You get to see the galaxy on someone else's credits, and most days end with a good fight. I've tried more organized fighting, private armies and such, but it gets too messy. I fight best on my own, or in very small groups. I don't like people relying on me, and I bloody well don't like relying on them.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Вот насколько была бы более пустая игра и история ее, если бы не вот эти диалоги задушевные с командой. Вот я за это хорошие партийные РПГ и люблю как раз. Итак, Наверия. Наверия – небольшая холодная планета без водоемов, вряд ли пригодная для метания по общепринятым меркам. Она находится в владении Наверианской корпорации развития, сдающей в аренду лаборатории для проведения исследований, которые невозможно провести в другом месте ввиду их опасности или противоречивости. Учитывая ее уникальное местоположение, Наверия часто становится частью различных нелепых теорий заговора. Ну, в общем, еще одна планета со спорными исследованиями, со спорными в этическом плане учеными, да? К тому же она вне юрисдикции Совета находится. Не то чтобы у нас как-то связаны руки на других местах были.
Normandy, your arrival was not scheduled. Our defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy.
Ага, съели.
Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
Угу. Очень теплый прием.
Hey, Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
I have to go.
All right, see you.
Он все про Ферзь думает. Так. Давайте берем Лиару. И давайте возьмем, наверное... Ну что, Рекса опять брать по классике? Или может Гарусу? Давайте возьмем Гарусу.
Equalizing in.
А нет, ей надо лучше так берем и стати скачаем. Снаряжение сразу. Выдаем ей модный биоусилитель. И пистолет получше. Так, ну Гарус у нас... А, нет, винтовочку ему можно обновить тоже.
Interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Где там у вас администрация? Проверяйте уже наши данные. Книга жалоб. Туда, пожалуйста. Майко Мацуо.
That's far enough.
Мы готовы сотрудничать.
Something wrong, officer?
You better hope there isn't. This is an unscheduled arrival. I need your credentials.
Да мне не нужен никакой график. Я лечу куда хочу и когда хочу.
You first.
We're the law here. Show some respect. I'm Captain Maiko Matsuo, Ilanis Risk Control Services.
I'm a Spectre. My name is Shepard.
Load of horse crap, ma'am. We will need to confirm that. Also, I must advise you that firearms are not permitted on Noveria.
Еще что запрещено?
Secure their weapons.
Ага, сейчас.
Citadel authority supersedes yours.
Ну, тем более он Гарус нам подсказывает.
Nobody takes my weapon.
Charge and lock! We are authorized to use lethal force. You have to the count of 3 to surrender your weapons. 1,
Приступай.
2, 3.
Captain Matsuo, stand down!
Выдохнул когда?
We confirmed their identity. Spectres are authorized to carry weapons here, Captain.
You may proceed, Spectre. I hope the rest of your visit will be less confrontational. Parasini-san will meet you upstairs.
Behave yourself.
Да заткнись ты уже.
Get out of here.
Weapons detectors. Don't mind the alarms. I am Gianna Parasini, assistant to Administrator Ananias. We apologize for the incident in the docking bay.
I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. You understand our security chief was only doing her job. One of my duties is orientation of new arrivals. Do you have any questions?
Pretty heavy security for such a small port.
The executive board does everything in its power to protect the privacy of our client corporations.
Если надо, я в частную жизнь буду залазить, если это нужно для расследования.
I can't have my investigation hampered.
Tread lightly. The board can bury you in litigation. You'd need an Asari lawyer to see the case through.
Has anyone unusual passed through here recently?
Unusual? An Asari matriarch passed through a few days ago. Lady Benezia.
Benezia? She is here?
Ну вот она нам и нужна как раз.
Can I speak with her?
Benezia left for the Peak 15 research complex days ago. To the best of my knowledge, she's still there.
That's where I need to be then.
You'll need to ask Administrator Ananias for clearance to leave this port.
Where can I find the administrator?
His office is on the main level, left at the top of the elevator.
Understood. Can we go in now?
Of course. If you need any help, you can ask me at the administrator's office.
She is here. I can't believe it. I imagine you want to talk to me, Shepard. About my mother.
No, I don't. I trust you, Liara. You may not be military, but you're part of my crew.
Thank you, Shepard. That means a great deal to me.
Welcome to Port Hanshan, the galaxy's most respected site for independent scientific research and development. For your own safety and to protect the privacy of others, you are required to obey any directions given by our security personnel. If you have questions or concerns, our friendly administrative staff is always available. Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
Да. Торговец Апольт.
This one offers greetings. You are the Spectre that visits Port Hanshan.
Ну да.
News travels fast here.
Indeed, esteemed Spectre. Your arrival was not greeted with any joy by the companies here. This one has a burden that you could ease. If an arrangement could be made, it would compensate you. This one has procured a special item for a customer. The item is not permitted within the station, but you could bring it through customs.
You want me to use my status to smuggle for you?
That is not inaccurate.
Ну и что же это за товар такой?
I won't carry anything if I don't know what it is.
This one must be discreet. Rest assured, the contents pose no threat to anyone within this port.
Именно угроза не для кого в порту, а за пределами порта.
I want to know where this package is going.
This one's customer prefers to remain anonymous.
Ну и как я тогда вообще должен соглашаться на это дело? Какой-то товар, который даже в такое место запрещено ввозить, учитывая, насколько здесь более слабые, так сказать, законы действуют. менее строгие. Чё-то ты сомнительно.
I'd be stupid to do this without knowing I'm not equipping my own enemies.
Your words are not unreasonable. The customer is the Krogan called Inamorda. That one is a bounty hunter of some repute, and quick to anger. You understand this one's urgency. That other grows restless from the delay.
I'm supposed to uphold the law, not break it.
This one understands. The offer shall remain open. It truly needs the help.
Tell me about the job again.
Мне просто
This one has
интересно,
procured a
чем
special
это
item
закончится.
for a customer. The item is
Я
not
понял,
permitted
понял.
within the state.
You want me to
Контрабанда,
use
да.
my status to smuggle?
That is not inaccurate.
I have
Я
no
это
problem with
сделаю.
that.
This one humbly thanks the Spectre. The package will be delivered to your vessel. All you need do is bring it to this one. Please do not mention this to Administrator Analaeus. That one would levy fees.
А, то есть я на него доложить
Is
могу.
there anything else this one might help you with?
Чё
Could
у
I
тебя
buy
там есть?
something now?
Is there anything in particular the Spectre is looking for?
Давайте броню для инопланетян. Турянец, Кроган. Но ее... Можно мне, пожалуйста, броню для кварианца? И, кстати, не дешевая броня-то. Да турянец и Кроган у меня так нормально одетые ходят.
Greetings, Spectre. Have you brought the package? Of course. This one upon...
Давайте лицензию возьмем. Так, а чё по контрабанде? Согласились помочь. Выгрузили около Нормандии в стыковочном шлюзе. Давайте сбегаем сразу, раз мы недалеко. Посмотрим на этого Крогана. В крайнем случае себе просто оставлю эту контрабанду. Для нужд, так сказать, спектров или Альянса. Мощное экспериментальное улучшение оружия. Верните в магазин, да вы гоните. Это просто, ну, дать ему. Нет, дайте мне поговорить с Кроганом. Сейчас посмотрим. Может, он сам нам предложит доставить посылку ему. Если нет, то засейвскамим и оставим напоследок это задание. Может быть, мы по ходу дела этого Крогана встретим. Я не помню, честно, этот квест.
Greetings, Spectre. Have you brought the package?
Я оставлю его себе. Но принес.
The Spectre has done... This one promised compensation for services rendered.
Сколько?
It humbly suggests
250,
that a sum
блять.
of 250
Ты
credits
чё,
would be
мне
most
яйца выкручиваешь,
appropriate.
медуза, блин?
Would you have had any chance of getting this past customs without me? You can be a bit more generous.
This one could raise the sum to 500 credits. That is half this one's profit taken by the other. It can offer no more.
It'll have to do.
This one is glad to have come to an agreement.
I'm just browsing right now.
This one.
Не, ну такое. Видимо, у нас других вариантов нет, да? То есть, если мы скажем, что я, типа, забираю себе посылку, или я совру, что забрал ее, то Кроган просто придет, пришьет эту медузу и все на этом. Ну ладно. Ну, 500 кредитов, конечно, вообще того не стоит. 500 кредитов. Я вон, блин, наемника убил. По заданию Рекса мне 20 тысяч дали.
How can I help you?
How large are the facilities here?
We have 17 research complexes built into the mountains. Each is a self-sufficient facility housing a staff of hundreds.
Tell me about the companies that work on Noveria.
Over 250 high-tech firms rent our labs. Major shareholders include Elanus Risk Control Services, Binary Helix, and Synthetic Insights Limited.
Your guards work for ERCS, don't they?
The executive board gets a discount on facility security. Elanus also develops lethal and non-lethal weapons.
Binary Helix. They work in genetics?
BH is a leader in genetics and biotechnology. They try to keep a low profile in the media. Much of their research is in biotic modifications. That angers many Luddite, organic baseline, and fundamentalist groups.
Haven't I seen Synthetic Insights in the news lately?
They're one of only 4 corporations licensed by the Citadel Council to develop artificial intelligence. They attract many protests. No agitators have ever breached our security. That's why they invest heavily here.
I'd like to speak to Annaleus.
One moment, please. Mr. Annaleus?
Yes, what?
Commander Shepard is asking to see you, sir.
Right, fine, come in. You will excuse me if I don't stand up. I have no time to entertain colonial rubes.
Нормальное начало диалога.
I see you looked up my service record.
Only a fool enters negotiation without knowledge of the other party's tendencies. This greeting is a courtesy. I will only cooperate as required by the executive board. Businesses come here to avoid the second guessing of galactic law.
Are you telling me you have no safety protocols?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think a for-profit company would take no precautions against loss of life and material? Project leads have the final say here, not meddlesome politicians.
I've heard an Asari matriarch is here. Venezia?
She arrived a few days ago, accompanied by a personal escort and some cargo. She's up at peak 15.
И что за груз у нее?
What can you tell me about her cargo?
Large, heavy, and sealed. It passed weapon screening. Beyond that, it is not our concern.
В грузе, наверное, лампочек много, да?
What do you mean, personal escort?
The phrase is self-explanatory. Bodyguards attending to the safety of her person, mainly Asari commandos.
Commandos? You didn't think that odd?
They followed all our regulations. I had no reason to forbid Lady Benezia from taking them.
I'd like to see her, immediately.
I'm afraid that you cannot. Peak 15 is a private facility in the Skadi Mountains.
Доклал я на
Regardless,
это.
there is a blizzard in the area. Shuttles are grounded and surface access has been cut off.
У меня хороший транспорт. Проедем.
Surface access, you say?
Cut off, I said. The roads are not suitable for travel. Don't make an issue of this, Shepard.
Forget him, Commander. If he won't help us, I'm sure someone else here will.
Back to my other questions.
Every minute of my time you waste costs the company 12 credits. I will keep a
Чё,
running
как ты не
tally.
поймешь, а? Хоть 100 кредитов.
Do you do business with Saren?
Agent Saren? One of your Spectre compatriots? He is a major investor in Binary Helix Corporation, which is one of Novaria's backers.
Binary Helix.
Is Binary Helix developing weapons for him?
It's possible, given his interests. What our clients do in their labs is their business.
I have no more questions at this time.
Good. I received a dozen urgent messages while you dithered about.
You've never worked in the corporate world, have you, Commander? You can't bludgeon through bureaucracy.
So it would seem. I need an alternative.
Talk to Lorik Keen. You should be able to find him at the hotel bar. Can't say more. Not within earshot of Mr. Analaeus.
Talk to you later.
Very well.
Лорик Кин. Нам нужен. Не, ну хотя бы здесь камушки есть. Кто понял, тот понял. Так, это куда проход у нас? В отель. Synthetic Insights. Ну, нам в отель нужен.
Excuse me, I need a moment of your time. The male human at the hotel bar? He's a sales rep for Binary Helix. His name is Rafael Vargas. I need you to speak with him.
И зачем мне это нужно?
Do you know who I am?
Everyone here knows who you are, Dullstone. That makes you ideal for my job. You are a known quantity, or so Vargas will think. He will assume you are here to investigate his company's dirty laundry. That will distract him from my real intentions.
He's right there. Why not talk to him yourself?
I wish I could. I already bungled this myself. He realized I was not a real buyer.
О чем речь-то вообще?
I don't know anything about Binary Helix. What would I talk to Vargas about?
I represent the Aramali City Council on Thessia. Our town is known for its biotic amp crafters.
What is your city's interest in Binary Helix? They do not manufacture amps.
Much of BH's work relates to biotics. There are rumors that the Novaria branch has flown in Asari biotics. Powerful ones. Commandos, to be specific. We want to assess any potential risk to Asari copyrights. You will present yourself as a buyer, on behalf of the Spectres or the Alliance. Discuss their military enhancement programs. Your real objective will be to distract him. I will give you a device that will crack into his personal wireless network. It will upload a variety of monitoring viruses. They will infiltrate Binary Helix when he logs onto their intranet.
What's in it for me?
Money, of course. I would be well paid for this. So would you. 500 credits.
Ой, да какие 500 кредитов опять?
You think this uniform's just for show? My job is to enforce the law, not break it.
Do you think that Binary Helix obeys all the laws? That they do not spy on other companies?
Ладно, хер с тобой.
No, I don't suppose they're clean either.
Excellent. Here is the cracking device. You will know it is done when it beeps. I have assembled a dossier on Vargas. If you would like, I could brief you on his behavior patterns.
Мы в любом случае
Tell me what you know about Vargas.
ослабим Binary Helix.
He is
Это в наших
impatient with
интересах.
those who waste his time. I tried to get him
Потому что они
distracted and
союзники
off
с Сараном.
topic. He concluded I was not interested in his company's services. I noticed he has a tell. When a topic makes him nervous or uncomfortable, he has a tendency to rub the back of his neck. If you see that, press him on the subject. It may distract him enough to keep him talking.
I'll go see him now.
I hope to hear from you soon.
Ну где он там?
Can I help you?
Mr. Vargas? Commander Shepard, Systems Alliance Military. I understand you work for Binary Helix.
That's correct. Rafael Vargas, sales. Were you interested in our services?
Ну мне тут Азари послал шпионить. Давайте сделаем вид, что я вас отвлек. Ладно, давайте. Работаем по плану.
I might be. That depends on what sort of offer your company can make.
It was my understanding that the Alliance contracted to Mars Gene for its enhancement programs.
I'm sure you know that we pass a new budget every fiscal year. If it delivers a better soldier, contracts can change.
A sound business practice. Excuse my hesitation, I've never heard a government accused of good business sense. First, the boilerplate disclaimer. No genetic enhancement is guaranteed to take. We can maximize the odds, but every strand of DNA is unique. Our patented techniques can provide an 8% improvement in adrenal response, 12% faster clotting, and a measurable decrease in CG muscle degeneracy.
I've never heard of a technique that improves zero-gravity endurance.
It's a first for the industry. The advent of element zero-based artificial gravity made it a less pressing concern. We're still waiting for tests to give us an average improvement. We estimate a 7 to 11% decrease in muscle loss rates. I can get you those improvements for 30k credits per day. For a bulk order, I can work in a sensory enhancement package, guaranteed 20/15 vision and hearing from 12 to 22,000 hertz.
How would you distribute the upgrades? Retroviral injections would take some time.
Well, it does take time to upgrade a body with adjusted DNA. Skin cells could be replaced in 2 weeks, but the liver takes over a year, and the skeleton a decade. For frontline units, we can speed the process with full system transfusions and injections to stimulate regrowth. It would still take 6 months to see results. I have to admit, it surprised me that you were here for business. There are many development projects on Noveria, some not entirely legal.
Здесь уже не хватает, да, очков? И все, что я делаю, законно.
I wear a lot of hats, Mr. Vargas. Some days I shut down criminals, some days I defuse nukes. Some days I like to enjoy private vices. You understand me?
I suppose. My apologies. Your manner is rather informal for a business meeting.
I'm sorry, Mr. Vargas. That's a call I have to take. Thank you for your time.
Of course, Commander Shepard. We look forward to hearing from the Alliance.
Ага, конечно, да.
Any results?
Your toy did its job.
Excellent. I will transfer 500 credits to your account.
Гони еще.
Only 500. All right. I thought you might have wanted to provide more, since you couldn't do it yourself, I mean.
Did I say 500 credits? I meant 750. Good day, Spectre.
Отступник +2. Кстати, что у нас вообще там по этим? Ну, мелочь. Герой у нас все равно сильно превалирует. Так, Лорикин, да? Что? Иноморда.
Good. I don't think I'm supposed to mention numbers. They'd only write them down on thin strip.
Full benefits, of course.
Oh, sure. The company takes care of its own. Full insurance, baby.
Afternoon. Sit down, have a drink. What can I do for you?
Are you Lorik Keen? I've heard you might be able to help me.
You are the Spectre that just arrived, are you not? What can an old Turian like me possibly help you with?
I'm trying to find a way into the garage. I have places to go.
You need a pass. How fortuitous. I'm the manager of the local Synthetic Insights office. For the moment, at least. Mr. Ananias closed my office. He claims to be investigating reports of my corruption. The administrator is an interesting man. He's become quite wealthy since he took direct control of rents.
I sense a connection there.
Indeed. I acquired evidence of Ananias's actions. His hired goons are ransacking my office to find it. I suspect your goal lies outside this port. Mr. Ananias would be disinclined to let you wander. If you recover the evidence from my office, I will give you my garage pass, as well as a sum of credits.
Ну вот я, конечно, не ждал вообще другого от планеты полной акул бизнеса. Одна сплошная грязь.
Why didn't Ananias cancel your pass clearance?
Why should he? There's nothing outside but snow and hungry Nathak.
How did you get a pass?
I'm a manager. Most executives on Noveria are free to come and go as they will.
You have a plan?
I do. However, there is one other... What is that charming human expression? Fly in the lotion? Violence against Mr. Ananias' thugs may be necessary. He has members of Hanshan's security team searching my offices. He's paying them under the table. Miss Matsuo is unaware of their outside employment.
Мацуо это, видимо... Мацуо это именно та, с которой мы разговаривали на входе. Которая более благоразумна. Ну, я не могу это сделать. А какие у нас еще варианты остались? Силой пробиваться к гаражу. Это то же самое будет, даже хуже. Что-нибудь придумаем.
I'll focus on trying to get your evidence. If I'm lucky, I won't have to fight anyone.
Excellent. Here is my pass into our offices. It will activate the elevator. The evidence is on my office computer. This OSD contains an encryption key to access it. Slide it into the drive and it will auto-execute. Oh, and do try to keep bloodstains off the carpets, would you?
Больше ничего интересного здесь нет, да? Угу. Ладно. Швейцар.
I'm sorry. The hotel is off limits to those without a corporate account.
Стоп. А мне куда надо? Внизу. Внизу надо сесть. И на морду. Вот это как раз этот урод Кроган, да? То есть с ним все-таки можно встретиться. Ну ладно. Мы уже этот квест выполнили. Журнал безопасности, несанкционированный доступ. Не знаю, доктор, получите ли вы это сообщение, но вам срочно нужно укрыться в безопасном месте. Ваша связь с нашей организацией раскрыта. На вашей базе системы Ньютона уже небезопасно. Повторяю, немедленно отправляйтесь в безопасное место. Опять куда-то лететь. Опа. Synthetic Insights.
Don't hang up. Elder brother?
Видимо, я какие-то турели отключил.
I can't let you in. You're welcome to enjoy a drink at our cafe.
Так, это что, гараж, видимо? Лилих Еракс.
Spectre, right?
Yeah, that's me.
I used to be a military tech. Except for my ego's people, everyone's too corporate here. They just sit around sipping expensive water. So what can I do for you today?
What do you do here?
I'm the chief mechanic for Hanshan. Just call me Lee. Humans have a problem saying my full name. Got a team of 12 under me, keeping the shuttles coming and going.
You seem like you have an ear to the ground. What's happening around here?
There's the problems up on Peak 15. Synthetics Insights was shut down by Annihilus, and the matriarch came through.
Так, а что за проблема у них там?
What sort of problems are there at Peak 15?
Don't know. There's a blizzard up there, but we've had those before. Never cut the satellite uplinks before. 15's always had a lousy reputation. Nobody talks about what they do there. And everyone sent up comes back a little quieter.
How can I get into the garage?
You need a pass. You can get one from Annihilus or the managers, if you can polish enough gizzard.
А у тебя не завалялся?
Maybe you could let me borrow yours?
Sure. If I wanted to lose my job and get sued into the next spiral arm. Security tracks card use.
I have to go.
You need anything, I'll be here.
Так, ну меня сюда не пустят, очевидно.
Freeze! Hanshan security. This office is sealed.
Lorik Keene gave me a pass in.
Keene? Are you working for him? He's under investigation.
У вас тут тоже не должно быть.
Annihilus is paying you to shake this place down. Does Captain Matsuo know you're here?
Hey, I'm not the one who wants Keene. Annihilus has a Varen up his ass about this guy. How about this? You pretend you didn't see us, we'll pretend we didn't see you.
Да запросто. Так, а эти кто тогда? А, ну, видимо, двое только свалили, остальные решили бороться, да? Блин, перегрев. Что, все? Контрольная панель. Эх. Так, а там что за ящик? Пока не забыл. Два пистолета. Ничего особенного. не улучшение. Вы скачали доказательства из компьютера Лорика.
I don't think you're supposed to be in here, Shepard.
О, здорово. А вот это как раз та мразь, которая на драку нарвалась, да? Ну вот, видимо, сейчас она ее получит. Кто вы? Ты кто вообще такая? Я тебя даже не запомнил.
You have me at a disadvantage, miss.
Oh, now you're gonna show some respect? I'm Sergeant Kyra Sterling, Ilanis Risk Control Services. Ananias would throw you off-world for what you did here. I won't. You know what we did to cop killers on my world?
Your men are dirty, Sergeant. You're here off-duty, breaking the law for bribe money.
И они сами нарвались. И я не просто так здесь.
I didn't want to fight them. They fired first.
Well, I don't need a gun to rip you to pieces.
Ну давай посмотрим. Че, нормально? Оружие не нужно. Ляра просто по всей красе. Никак вы, блядь, не научитесь, как говорит этот персонаж. Разыскивается. Вниманию администратора Найлуса, человеку по имени Город, нужна информация о местонахождении одного из наших грузовых кораблей. Он считает, что по пути исследования в систему отваги на корабль его брата напали каперы. Требуется провести расследование. Проведем расследование. Штурмовая винтовка «Стена огня». Количество предметов... Ага, у нас перевес. Вам придется избавляться. А, ну то есть нам еще... Пока еще не перевес. У нас еще 50 в запасе. Да пускай будет, пока я все равно потом на Нормандии схожу к интенданту. Весь трэш ему сбагрю. Что там, Гарус? Интересно что-то? Гет в косплее сидеть любит тоже. Вроде все обыскал. Никакой брони опять. Так, возвращай.
Commander, there have been reports of noise from the Synthetic Insights office. Would you know anything about it?
Вообще понятия не имею.
It's probably Ananias's thugs ripping the place apart.
Smartass, huh? That's fine. I can work with that. Meet me at the hotel for a drink before you talk to Keen. I'll be waiting.
Ах, вот так. Еще сильнее запутываем ситуацию. Заговор на заговоре. Ну давайте поговорим, что она нам нового расскажет.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Parasini, Novaria Internal Affairs.
Голос сразу другой. Ну и что вы тут забыли?
Why is an internal affairs agent here?
The executive board knows about Ananias's corruption. I've been undercover for 6 months. I want you to convince Keen to testify before the board. With his evidence, this planet can run profitably again.
You work for Ananias. Can't you just take his records?
He's a crook, not a moron. He doesn't keep logs on his computer saying, this month I stole 3 million credits. Keen's testimony and records are everything I need to prove Ananias's guilt in one package.
Why don't you ask Keen directly?
I'm Ananias's secretary. You'd think he'd believe me? That he'd meet me in some dark alley with his evidence?
I thought corruption was the rule on Novaria.
The rule is don't rock the boat. Self-interest is tolerated if it doesn't interfere with business. Ananias is driving customers away.
Но только не помешает ли это мне, если он вдруг заортачится? Пропуск-то он мне отдаст в итоге или нет?
I need Keen's garage pass to complete my mission.
You help my investigation, I'll provide whatever you need. Favor for a favor.
Ananias is dirty. It might be best to help her.
Look, Shepard, I don't like this either. You Spectres play fast and loose with the law. That's bad for business.
Ну ладно, по рукам.
All right, I'll talk to Keen and see if I can convince him.
Thank you. You know where I work. Come talk to me once you know if he'll play ball.
What sort of offer did they make you?
Good. I don't think I'm...
Always a pleasure, Spectre. Any news on that matter I asked you to look into?
I finished the job, but an internal affairs investigator contacted me. She wants you to testify against Ananias.
Now that you have my property, you want to dictate how I use it. I have no interest in a public spectacle.
Everyone on this station is chafing under Ananias' extortion. You might end up a hero.
My employers rely on the goodwill of the executive board to work here.
The board is investigating Ananias. They'll be more angry at him than at you.
All right. It is obvious that I cannot dissuade you. Very well, I will testify. Make whatever arrangements you need with your contact. I will wait here.
Ну, это было легко.
Spectre, have you given any more consideration to my offer?
It took some persuasion, but Keen has agreed to testify.
That's a world of stress off my back. I'll take the evidence for safe transport. I didn't think you'd help me, being a Spectre and all. I guess some of you can be alright.
So, how about getting me into the garage?
While you were working on Keen, I got you a garage pass. Be careful up there. I have an arrest to make. Wish I had time to change into something easy to move in. I hate skirts.
This is an outrage. I'll see that you never work in this sector again.
Yeah, get a move on.
You, Shepard! I demand you place this bitch under arrest!
Еще
You
кого
have the right to
арестовать.
remain silent. I wish to God you'd exercise it. See you around the galaxy, Commander. I owe you a beer.
Ловлю на слове. Так, что там? Поживиться есть у него чем? Вот эта хрень будет мне интересно атаковать или нет? Да этого я знаю. Не будет, нормально. Так, ну что, получается все. Можно двигать к гаражу. Мы здесь все выполнили. Другой туман слететь. Это тоже. Ну да, здесь непосредственно мы все выполнили. Нам теперь на вершину 15 надо. Так, ну в общем путь открыт. На вершину 15 мы отправимся уже в следующей серии. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Подписывайтесь на наш канал, на наш паблик в Телеграме.